we're going to be awarding $1 million to randomly to people who have signed the petition every day from now until the election. One of the challenges we're having is like, well, how do we get people to know about this petition? Because the legacy media won't report on it. You know, not everyone's on X. So I figure, how do we get people to know about it? Well, this news, I think, is going to really fly. So.
A few moments later.
Governor, let me ask you about a development we learned about overnight. Elon Musk says he will be giving away $1 million every day to random voters who sign his Super PAC's petition. You are a former attorney general. Is this legal?
I think there are real questions with how he is spending money in this race, how the dark money is flowing, not just into Pennsylvania, but apparently now into the pockets of Pennsylvanians. That is deeply concerning. Look, Musk obviously has a right to be able to express his views. He's made it very, very clear that he supports Donald Trump. I don't, obviously we have a difference of opinion. I don't deny him that right. But when you start flowing this kind of money into politics, I think it raises serious questions that folks may want to take a look at.
So you think it might not be legal, yes or no?
I think it's something that law enforcement could take a look at. I'm not the Attorney General anymore of Pennsylvania. I'm the governor, but it does raise some serious questions.
Guys, so we got to talk about Democrat governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, who at one point was a leading contender to be Kamala Harris's VP. And to be honest with you, the guy probably dodged a bullet. The reason why he was not the VP pick for Kamala Harris is because he is Jewish. And the Democrat Party currently has an anti-Semitism problem, right? And he wasn't picked because of the idea that the far left would revolt against Kamala Harris if she chose him, right? If she had a Jew on the ticket. They're probably going to revolt against her anyways. But regardless, I don't know. I think that this guy probably got lucky, okay? Maybe he has a shot in 2028 because he is not directly associated with the collapse of the Kamala campaign, which is probably going to be one of the greatest political collapses in history, okay, that we've ever seen, okay? Kamala Harris, her campaign is currently tanking into the dirt. And, hey, I personally believe that if he was on the ticket, she may have had a better shot at winning, but maybe not, okay? Based off some of the answers that he's going to give to the questions that are going to be asked by Kirsten Welker, this guy doesn't really seem to be that much better than Tim Walz, despite the hype, okay? All the Democrats, at the end of the day, they are authoritarians. If you disagree with them, okay, they are going to try to use the state.
And Josh Shapiro supposed to be a man of the Most High, and here he is supporting the devil. I told y'all these people are full of shit, and they all devil worshippers. Wow, Josh Shapiro. Wow, and you a Jew? Come on, Israelite? And you supporting devil activity? Fucking hypocrite.
State to come after you. And again, this guy just suggested that law enforcement look into Elon Musk for doing the same exact things that Democrat billionaire donors do in order to help Democrats get elected. Okay, I want you guys to understand. The media is now boohoo whining and crying about Elon Musk using his own money to help Trump get elected, while at the same time they're totally silent. They have absolutely nothing to say whatsoever about Kamala Harris selling herself to Mark Cuban like a prostitute. Okay, he's bought and sold her. Okay, George Soros spending millions and millions and millions of dollars in order to have woke DAs get elected across the country, and then they implement soft on-crime policies that result in people being killed, chaos and destruction across liberal cities all over the country. They had no problems with Mark Zuckerberg spending hundreds of millions of dollars to try to sway the outcome of the 2020 election with Zuckerbucks, right? They had no issues with that whatsoever. Now all of a sudden they want to boo-hoo on and cry about Elon Musk, okay? It's just funny how that works. The hypocrisy here is stunning. So with that being said, that takes me to this clip of Kirsten Welker confronting Josh Shapiro on another issue, which is the fact that Kamala Harris can't seem to answer the simple question of what would Kamala Harris do differently than Joe Biden, right? Is there anything that Kamala Harris would have changed about what Joe Biden did? And for whatever reason, Democrats just can't seem to answer this question. Even the more talented Democrat governors like Josh Shapiro can't seem to finesse their way through answering this question about what is it that Kamala Harris would have done differently than Joe Biden. So without further ado, let's get into it.
NBC News poll shows that more voters are concerned that Vice President Harris will continue Joe Biden's approach than Donald Trump will continue his approach from his first term. My colleague Peter Alexander asked the vice president if she would have done anything differently than President Biden. Take a look at that exchange.
Going forward, there is no question that I bring my own experiences and my own life experiences.
Is there a policy that stands out to you in particular, either?
Sure. I mean, my approach to what we need to do around Medicare covering home health care, born out of my experience of taking care of my mother. My priority on housing, one, because I know what it means, affordable housing and the ability to buy a home.
Governor, given how unpopular polls show President Biden is, has Vice President Harris done enough to distance herself from President Biden?
You know, Kristen, I think what is clear is this is a race not between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, but between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And on that, there are clear contrasts. Kamala Harris wants to cut taxes for the middle class and small businesses. Donald Trump's tariffs and his economic policies would raise costs for middle class families. I think Kamala Harris has a strong and competent approach to foreign policy to try and calm tensions overseas. Donald Trump just wants to throw a grenade and everything and create more chaos and more suffering across the globe. I think you have.
Josh Shapiro, you should be stripped of your title, man. You up here gaslighting the peoples with rhetoric. Shit don't even sound right. You ain't even answering the questions that she asking you. Just like Kamala Harris and the rest of the Democrats. Y'all run from questions. Answer the goddamn question that she asked you. Stop gaslighting.
You have a clear contrast on freedom between those two candidates. Kamala Harris wants to restore Roe. Donald Trump brags about how he's ripped away the freedom from millions of women across this country. So listen, I think you have a clear contrast between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, and voters are going to the polls literally right now all across America, focusing on that choice, not a choice between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden.
Wow. Is this the best they got? Is this the best that the Democrat Party? Is this the best they got? Is this the best that the Democrat Party has at this point? If this is the best that they got, the future of the Democrat Party is bleak, bruh. Their 2028 prospects are bad, right? Terrible. If this is the best they got, okay? This man just used a whole bunch of talking points, none of which are grounded in any truth or reality. Like, for example, Kamala Harris is not restoring Roe, right? She cannot restore Roe back into law. Even if she could actually get it passed, which is highly unlikely that she could, it would be overturned by the Supreme Court, most likely. Also, on top of that, it's funny how this guy claims that Kamala Harris wants to have peace on the world stage when that's not happening, okay? Under Biden and Kamala, we have more wars, we have more chaos and destruction. And to claim that Trump wants to throw a grenade, I guess, into foreign conflicts or whatever, it's just silly nonsense considering how under Trump, we didn't have any new wars, okay? And under Trump, we had more peace. Again, just paying attention to the facts, right? In regards to what actually happened in the Trump administration versus the Biden-Kamala administration, you can just see this dude's just lying, right? He's just gaslighting to people's face. He talks about tariffs. Yeah, the same tariffs that Democrats support, right? The ones they keep attacking Trump over, right? They support those tariffs on China specifically. So again, they don't have anything. Like you have nothing. You're just saying stuff, right? Oh, well, Trump wants to raise taxes on the middle class. It's like, okay, well, do Democrats support letting the Trump tax cuts expire, right? Since they're so against the Trump tax cuts that were for the middle class, okay, despite the fact that Democrats claim they were for the rich. Do you support extending those tax cuts, or do you want them to expire? Because Democrats claim they're against the tax cuts. So if they're against the tax cuts, that means they want them to expire, which means that Democrats are actually the ones that are for raising taxes on the middle class. Also, on top of that, when you talk about raising taxes on the middle class, Democrats raised taxes on the middle class during Biden and Kamala Harris administration.
Facts.
Why do I say that? Because inflation is a tax. Overspending led to inflation, increased inflation, which taxed the hell out of the middle class and those at the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder. Again, if this is the best they have, talking points that are easily debunked and deconstructed, okay, with simple facts, then again, they're doomed, right? They're doomed. If this is the best they got, if this is the top talent Democrat Party, they got a problem, right?
I understand what you're saying, Governor, but polls do show that more Americans feel as though President Biden's policies have hurt them rather than helped them. So can you name one key policy difference between Vice President Harris and President Biden? How would her administration look different?
You know, I've been really encouraged by the amount of energy that Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, has put into focusing on how she will cut taxes for small businesses. The focus on child care tax credit expansion, that's something I've done here in Pennsylvania. We've seen that work to ease the burden on families. I think a focus on those kinds of things is particularly important, and those are the kinds of things I think Kamala Harris has brought specifically to this race.
Those aren't necessarily differences, though. They're an expansion or a tweak to some extent to what's been done. Can you name one policy difference?
Comrade doesn't have much to offer. She has no policies, no solutions. But the one thing her campaign has is money. They get it from a lot of people that you don't want to hear about. These are not the people that you agree with. A donation of just $10 from patriots like you will help us to fight and to win big. So only if you can afford it, can you please chip in today. Whatever you can do, whatever you can afford, with you on our side, we will make America great again. We'll make it greater than ever before.
Well, listen, again, the contrast I am focused on, Kristen, is between her and Donald Trump. And on that, I think it is clearly different. I don't want to go back to Donald Trump when he was in charge of this country. Remember the record. I know there's still some people that have maybe a little brain fog. They don't remember what it was like. Under Donald Trump, you had more chaos, you had less jobs, and you had a whole lot less freedom.
Josh Shapiro, you a lying-ass motherfucker, man. It's a lying, disgraced-ass motherfucker, man. And we gonna send your ass home packing when it's time to elect you over again, goddammit. It's time for you to go home, goddammit. All you hypocrisy-ass motherfuckers. Time to pack you motherfuckers up and send your ass home. Up here gaslighting. Capping for Kamala.
I don't think we want to go back to a time of chaos. I want a stable, strong leader, and that's Kamala Harris.
Wow. So the answer to that question is no. He can't name any differences between what Kamala Harris would do versus what Joe Biden would do. He can't name anything. He doesn't have anything. He doesn't. And again, if this is the best that Democrats have, if this dude can't answer the question, then they're screwed, right? Because again, he's supposed to be one of the best. He's supposed to be the Jewish Obama. And he just face planted. He just basically said, well, nah, I don't even want to focus on that. I don't even want to talk about it. And it's not like this question is a hard question to answer, right? All Kamala has to come out and say, all Democrats have to come out and say is just admit, hey, we made a mistake on the border. Like, for example, we should not have repealed 90 plus of Trump's executive orders on the border. We should not have done that. We regret doing that. We learned from that, and we're going to move on, right? And this is how we're going to secure the border moving forward into the future. We understand the importance of having strong border security. What they also could say is that, well, we should not have spent so much money with the American Rescue Plan. We messed up on that. We put too much money into the economy. We shut down businesses for too long. We closed schools for too long, right? These are easy things that Democrats could come out and just admit that, hey, we're wrong on these things. And admitting that they were wrong could actually go a long way to gaining trust, right, from the American people. But they're so stupid and so arrogant that they don't feel the need to answer the questions, right? This guy literally just told Kristen Welker, who, by the way, did a good job at pressing him 3 times, right? Continue to press him 3 times on this question, right? He basically told her, well, nah, I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on the difference between Kamala Harris and Trump, not Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. However, what people are saying is that they are afraid of Kamala Harris being just like Joe Biden. So you don't get the choice in regards to whether or not you want to focus on that. That's what the voters are saying that they're focused on. That's what they're concerned about. Again, this is nothing but sheer arrogance from the Democrat Party. We don't have to answer questions, okay? We don't have to be held accountable. We don't have to take responsibility. Every single last one of them are the same. They're all the same because they listen to their Democrat strategists who are out of touch elitists. Listen to this guy say that, well, people don't want to go back to President Trump. They don't want to go back to, his policies and his administration. I know people have brain fog, right? They're not remembering the Trump administration correctly. Basically telling the American people that, hey, you're wrong for feeling like you had more money in your pocket, that things were more affordable, that there was more opportunity, that there was more peace, there was more stability, there was stronger leadership, there was stronger borders, all of which are true, right? You're wrong for feeling this way about the Trump administration. That's essentially what he's saying. That's what he's saying. And, again, if this is the best they have, if this is the most talented politician they have right now in the Democrat Party, then they're in big trouble, right? They're in big
and Josh
big
Shapiro,
trouble.
we coming for your seat next too,
Josh Shapiro
goddammit.
to answer that question in a way that would be a lot better than Tim Walz and Kamala Harris.
I don't understand why the people elected you anyway. But come whenever it's time for your seat to be up, God damn it, we sending you home, Josh Shapiro. We don't need no devil like you around us, supporting devil activity. And you supposed to be a Jew, a man of the Most High? Fucking hypocrite.
And he didn't do it. He face planted just like they would have face planted. This is bad. This is real bad for Democrats, okay? So, hey, even one of the best in their own party can't explain how Kamala Harris would be different from Joe Biden, which tells you everything you need to know. They're not different at all. Like Kamala Harris said, her and Joe Biden are basically the same. She would not have done anything different than Joe Biden. And she's just a continuation of Joe Biden. And Democrats, for whatever reason, can't seem to give a coherent answer to this question in regards to the difference, because again, there is no difference. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.